Hello everyone, welcome back to our home, welcome to our household. I hope that you are staying at home and staying safe so that together we can save lives. That very simple message from our government that if we are to get on top of this pandemic and to stop the spread of the virus and so save lives, we need to stay at home and stay safe. We can certainly see elsewhere in the world where that hasn't happened and the virus has spread out of control. But doesn't it make for a strange Holy Week, that journey from the hosannas of Palm Sunday to the Crucify hymn of Good Friday? It's something that we do together, that journey. Even as we approach Good Friday and a kind of silence falls upon us, we're in that silence together. And now we're reaching across to each other by these kinds of means, by virtual connection and through telephone. It's taken me back to another difficult and strange experience of Holy Week many years ago when I was living in India. And throughout that Lent and Holy Week, I'd been living in the slums of the city of Madurai. And I've said to many of you before that I really struggled with the extreme poverty around me, and in particular the death of children. As I approached Good Friday, certainly I could understand, I could feel that cry of Jesus from the cross, my God, why have you abandoned me? That felt very real, very significant when I was there. And I've wrestled with that transition between that, my God, why have you forsaken me? And Jesus' final cry on the cross, into your hands I commend my spirit. And that time in India helped me to understand that it wasn't so much that Jesus reconciled within himself that sense of the absence of God, but rather in that final cry, in the midst of that sense of aloneness and abandonment, he was crying, Father, I will have it that you are there. That the love that I have experienced, the sense of your presence that I've experienced throughout my life, that is the truth, and I will have it that you are there. And so he abandons himself into the abyss of death. But I was still left with this sense of, how can all of this be happening around me when God is a God of love? How can this injustice, this death, this death of the innocent be allowed? How can there be such suffering and there be a God of love? A number of years later, I read this book called Between Cross and Resurrection by a young theologian by the name of Alan Lewis. And Alan wrote that while he was dying of cancer. He had 3 young children, and part of what he was wrestling with was the sense of injustice, the sense of unfairness of leaving his young family. And it's a difficult read, it's a long book. But in essence, he came to terms with the finality of death, the reality of death, but also came to understand that the significance, the power, the truth of the resurrection is that the love of the God who created us in his image and who created this beautiful, fragile world in which we live, that the power of that love transcends and transforms, transfigures even the finality of death. And in that is our hope, and in that is the truth of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. In that is the Alleluia of Easter Day. So from within your bubbles, may your Easter journey lead you through an experience of the suffering of Christ and therefore the suffering of the innocent, into the certainty and the confidence of the Alleluia of Easter Day.